Like I said, tonight's our Brazilian night, and we've got our youth exchange student who's going to present to us this evening. I'm really looking forward to it. Pretty keen on photography myself, and I understand we're going to see lots of photos this evening. So to introduce our guest speaker, would you please welcome our chairman this evening, John Steele.
Thank you, President Brendan. Guests and fellows, as you know, our inbound youth exchange student always gives us a presentation a few months after they've been here, and Victor is no exception. As Paul said, we are very much into supporting youth programs, and the parents with whom Victor is living at the moment, Steve and Fran Rennie, are the parents of our outbound student who is in Finland, Killian Rennie. So I welcome them as I do with everybody else that's here. And Victor's been preparing madly for this presentation. He's been here since February. He's been on safari. He's been pretty well everywhere, I think. But he's probably been more places than most of us have been around Australia. So without further ado, I'd like to invite him up to the microphone and give us his presentation. Victor.
Thank you, John. Good evening, Rotarians and guests. Present with Rotarians and guests.
Good evening.
I think that everybody knows I'm Victor. I'm Victor from Brazil. I'm 17 years old. My city is Pato Branco, that if translated is White Duck, and my state is Paraná. Brazil is the biggest country in South America. It's the red one. Brazil was discovered by the Portuguese in 1500, in 15,000. I start with these pictures for explain why Brazil have a lot of cultures, and it's like Australia that have a lot of nationalities inside Brazil. In 1888, had the abolition of the slaves, and the Brazilian need people for work, and was in the same time that Europe had Greece, and the people that live in Europe, like Italy, German people, come to Brazil for work there. Today, Brazil is a federal president constitution republic. We have the first Roman president, Dilma Rousseff. It's a really cute country. We have a big population, close to 200 million. Is the 50 biggest country in the world. Population. Yeah, population. Sorry. Okay. Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America, and the second largest economy in America, just lost for the United States. This is the Brazilian money. It's reais. The difference of our money and Australian dollars is 1.8, 1.9. One real is one dollar is 1.8 reais. This is Rio de Janeiro. It's the capital of Rio de Janeiro. It's a really beautiful city. It's famous, international famous for tourism. Have 6 million inhabitants. Yeah. Sorry. inhabitants. Yeah, sorry. It's the second biggest city in Brazil. São Paulo is the famous city in Brazil. It's the biggest city in Brazil. Have 11 million inhabitants. It's the principal central economy of Brazil, and the 60th biggest city in the world. Brasilia is our capital, where all the government people live and work. It's a new city. It's a young city, just have 50 years old. It was all planned for the capital. The famous things in Brazil, I put Amazonia, because everybody after arrive, the first question is how's Amazonia, have much left, or what Brazil do for still with Amazonia. In Amazonia we have a lot of animals that just have there, like this is the onça. It's a onça pintada. It's like a tiger. Petal. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. But the Amazon is not just in Brazil. Amazonia are in Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guianas, and Guiana Francesa. But 60% of Amazon is in Brazil. And it's 49% of the Brazilian territory. Brazilian. This is me and my brother and my sister in Amazon. When we went 4 years ago, we saw a lot of alligators, and this is the biggest leaf in the world that was found in Amazon. Have I think 2 meters. Other thing that's really famous in Brazil is Carnival, but it's just it's not all Brazil that have this party. This is in Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo. I live in the south of Brazil, and I don't have this party, I never went, but it's really famous. Other thing that everybody asks if I play, and it's not true, it's football, soccer. It's really famous, everybody play, but it's not everybody that's good players. And in 2014 we have the cup in Brazil. Okay, Brazil have 26 states plus the federal district that is Brasilia. My state is Paraná. Paraná have 390 cities and 10 million inhabitants. The biggest is the biggest state, the biggest agriculture state in Brazil. I take the principal cities. This is Curitiba. It's the capital. It's a European city. Look, European city. In Curitiba they have this express bus that's like a train. It's a really long bus and really fast. Was example because was a new technology for public transport, and was example for the world. This is the Botanic Garden. That's famous. And in my state we have Iguaçu Falls. It's a principal tourist attraction in the state. The Iguaçu Falls, it's a border with in Brazil and Argentina. You can visit the Argentine part or Brazilian part. We have like Macuco Safari. That's you can go with a boat behind the falls. And this is the part in Brazil that you can go see all the falls. This city that Iguaçu Falls. It's the border with more two countries. It's the border of Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina. My city is Pato Branco. This small one here, in the south of my state. Pato Branco is a small city. Just have 70,000 inhabitants. Have 3 universities that's attractive for people, young people come to live in Pato Branco. This is the city at night, and in 2010 was the most flower city in the state. It's really important for the region because in Pato Branco we have cancer hospitals and a lot of important things for our region. This is my family. It's my father. He's a psychologist. My mother. My father name is Valmir. Yeah, my mother name. My mother name is Mara. This is me. 2.5 years ago. This is my brother Lorenzo. My sister Isadora, and her dog, Bobby. This is the cards that we make every year for Christmas, and my father sent for his friends. This was in December last year. Oh, it's a little bit dark. It's my family when we went to Paraguay for holidays, and that I have a brother with 12 years old and a sister with 13 years old. This is my sister in Christmas in my city. This is my sister, my brother. Oh, this is my horse. My favorite hobby is go to the farm and interact with the horse. We have a farm like 15 minutes from my house, and every weekend I go with all my family there for work with the horses and have contact, and or just relax. This is the horse playing. This is the competition that the horses prepare since the small horse. They are prepared for this competition, and I'm there with the big hat. I was the man that put the marks in the paper in this competition. This is my friends. This is a school party after the tests, after finish the year. This is before I come in a swimming pool party. This is the congratulations after finish school in Brazil. We have the big party with just the people that finish. And this is the interactive that the Rotary program. This was one day that had a big meeting with all interact in my state, in my city, and we worked like 3 days and didn't stop, just work. I was really tired. Okay, my Rotary district, it's 4,600. It's the biggest district in Brazil. This is the president of the district, Edgar, and his wife Olga. They wasn't the president when I left Brazil. Because I'm the exchange from 2011. 2011. This is my chairman. He's really good chairman because he have 62 exchanges that he sent for other countries. And now I will tell my history after I come to Australia. This was, I'm living Brazil with my family in Iguaçu Falls. That is the international airport close to my house. This is my sister took this picture. I'm going to the plane. And this was the last pictures with my family. This was my view during 20 hours. Yeah, looking the sky and was dark. This was my first meeting. I was scared, lost. I didn't speak English very well. I couldn't talk much. Look my face. I was really lost. This was my first weekend here. After the depression, after a lot of things that passed in the head, because it's hard. I think the first week, I went to Mina and meet with the exchange for my first time. No, it was my second weekend. Yeah. And what really helped us was like the people that want help, that collaboration with or emotional things, like, because in the first week we just thinking in home what you left, and was like I went, Dee took off me from home for make a lot of things, for forgot Brazil and stay here. I went with Paul, this was with Paul and Mateus. We went to Sydney Harbour for watch the
The regatta.
The race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And after we went to conference, and my first time that I went to Sydney Harbour with Paul. My second family was, I changed really in the Easter time, and we went straight to Majibike Masters, and we doing much things. Every week we out for some place and I know more about Australia and for make my tourism. This was last week in Blue Mountains that I went with Day and with Sofia exchange from Chile. I went with Paul and Mateus to Gold Coast. This picture is really funny. Paul was in the fun in a ride in Sea World, and here I was a little bit scared, and Paul was really fun for go to the ride in Dream World. During my exchange with my second family, I went to fishing, bushwalk, and a lot of things. I will tell a little bit of safari, fast thing, because it was a longer trip, and I choose some pictures for a show for you. The safari start in Gold Coast when we passed just half day, and after we went to Brisbane, when where we went to Australian Zoo. I took a picture of the elephants. After Brisbane, we went to Fraser Island. That was my favorite place in all the trip. I really like it. The forest and the lake that you can see. It's really beautiful. After we took one day for dance and for social things, that we went to a cattle station when we had a karaoke. Paul dance, Paul sing, everybody dance and everybody sing, and it was really good. This was yeah. This was the rafting. The next day that we went to make rafting. The girls, this is from France and this is from Chile. Okay. Okay. We went to Green Island. Was really good. The snorkeling there. We could see turtles. This is a real picture that we took. Turtles and sharks, Nemo, a lot of fish, different fish. Was really good. After Cairns, we went to Alice Springs, Brazilian Alice Springs. By plane was was really different different place in the coast and the center. The center was like really interesting for me because it was a different thing. Here I try play this instrument. I just tried because I was horrible. I tried different foods. If you can see, like there is ants. That if you eat just the bottle of the ants, you can. There is ants. If you eat just the bottle, just this big part, have honey. It's really sweet and really good. Was a little bit scared because I don't know. And this is look really strange. I arrived there and the people had a kangaroo. And okay, a kangaroo. And after they broke the legs, take off the skin in the legs, put the kangaroo in the hole, put some sticks in the hole, put fire, and this is the kangaroo cooking in the fire. After this, I tried it too. Okay, after our Springs, we went to Kings Canyon. Was the first time that I went to Mount Canyon. Was really surprised and I really liked the canyon. I took a lot of pictures and a lot of good pictures. Uluru, that is a really important thing for visiting the middle of Australia. It's not just a visual rock thing, but it's really important for the Aboriginal culture. When I was passing the desert, it was really funny because we look, oh, it's ice. No, it was just a salt lake, and I think that had water there, but was just salt. We went to Kubapiri, underground city, and this is an underground church that we went for a visit at the Biopolis. In Kangaroo Island, we went to a honey farm, eucalypt farm, and the rocks there, where we took pictures. And the Great Ocean Road was really beautiful, and I took a lot of pictures, a lot of pictures. This was the last stop. I was like really tired. I couldn't take off my glass. My eyes was like extremely tired. Was the next stop that was in Melbourne. Everybody was happy but really tired because 21 days outside home. And this was the end of safari. You can see in the face everybody happy, but really tired. And this is my presentation. Thank you for listening and thank you for all that you're doing for me. Some questions? No, we didn't because we decided to respect the culture of the Aboriginal culture.
Brendan was asking a question the same that I was wondering too. You talked about my chairman. What do you mean by my chairman?
Oh, the chairman?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, the chairman. He's the chairman of exchange. That's the district chairman, like Paul was. Yeah. He worked really hard, and he's the chairman to my district. That's 4640. Yeah.
Just one, I'll follow on that. Climbing Uluru, were other people climbing it? Or just,
Yeah.
so people were climbing?
Yeah.
Great. How much contact do you have with your family back in Brazil, and how do you keep that contact on, what, email, Facebook? Do you do?
Yeah, I have contact. If I compare with other exchanges, I have a lot. Yeah, I have contact like every 3 days.
How do you have contact?
Oh, Skype, Facebook, a lot of things. Yeah, technology today is really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the relationship between Brazil and Argentina like? What, politically?
Yeah. Brazil and Argentina, they are in the Mercosul. That is, it's a group of Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, no, Chile is not. Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, Argentina, and Paraguay, I think. But Paraguay is outside now because they don't have president. They have a relation with economic relations, but political relation they don't have much. They have a small tax for importation. Sometimes things that's produced in Brazil, made in Brazil, sorry, it's cheaper in Argentina than in Brazil. Yeah, it's funny.
You haven't mentioned your mother's profession.
Oh, sorry. My mother is veterinary. She's a specialist in horse. Yeah.
Who's hugging your horse while you are away?
Sorry?
Who is hugging your horse while you are away?
Oh, probably my sister or my mother. My brother, he likes horse, but it's more technology. My brother he loves computer and games.
What is the crime situation, if any, in Rio de Janeiro?
What, sorry?
Crime.
Oh, crime situation. Now, Rio de Janeiro have a lot of programs for pacificate, that for peace in favelas and suburbs. That had like a mafia inside, and for the Cup and Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, they make a lot of progress. Yeah, and it's a tourist city. They need progress in this part.
Victor, what are you going to do when you go back to Brazil? Do you go back to school or do you go on for other studies?
Yeah, I finished school in Brazil. When I go back to Brazil, I will go to Curitiba. That's the other city. That's 4 hours from my city. I will live alone there and study in a special school for pass in the university test. Because for go to university in Brazil, have one test before.
Victor,
Yeah.
I had some friends from Sao Paulo for dinner at my place.
Yeah.
I went and picked them up from Manly because they came to Australia to see their son.
Yeah.
I picked them up from Manly, I brought them to my place, and we've got 3 visitor car spaces.
Yeah.
So because I was going to take them back after dinner, I parked in a visitor car space. They came out, they were astonished. They said, we can't have visitor car space in our building because as soon as we have a visitor car space, they bring out a bomb and they leave it there all unassembled.
They live, sorry?
You know, they bring an old car, somebody brings old cars and leave them there.
Oh, in
Sao Paulo.
in Sao Paulo, in car place? I don't know because I never went to Sao Paulo. It's funny, but it's a really full city and it's a city that don't have space and they did you can see in the picture that I show. It's like it's building, and it's really full city. Yeah, Sao Paulo have 10 million inhabitants. It's a really cute city. It's have the same inhabitants than my state, just one city.
Our son was in Sao Paulo in 2002 and we went to visit them, and I mean that picture shows you, as far as you can see, there are high-rise buildings.
Yeah.
But apparently it's the city with the most helipads on the roofs because the rich people fly with helicopters so they don't get carjacked. And you see lots of helicopters flying people around from one building to another.
Yeah, it's true. My mom had the course, horse course in São Paulo, and the people that had a lot of money, they didn't use the car tax. They just used the helicopter tax. Like it's like $40, and you can arrive in 10-15 minutes, but you need to have like the helicopter place for stuff.
You said there's 11 million in Sao Paulo. I mean, it's 22.
It's 22 million in Sao Paulo.
No, 22. If you count the other cities in around São Paulo that make the big São Paulo, but São Paulo city just have 10 million.
Is there a break between Sao Paulo and the other cities?
Sorry?
Is there a break between
No.
where so it's really
No,
one
it's all
city?
mixed. Just change the government, the people that.
So there is actually 22 million people in
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The whole of Australia's population.
It's a lot.
What are you going to study?
What I'm going to study?
I asked Victor what he's going to study when he goes to uni, assuming he passes his exam.
It's a good question.
Australian history.
Yeah. I'm thinking probably maybe law, maybe vet, maybe I don't know, medicine. I really don't know. I need to choose. I need to think.
Any more questions? I'm not sure who's giving the vote of thanks.
I am.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, President.
Victor, you were fantastic. I thought you brought Brazil very close to all of us. You gave us the statistics, you gave us the political situation, you answered all the questions related to the lifestyle over there, to crime and so on. You are one of the best representatives of Brazil here. At the same time, you have gone to places in Australia that quite a few of us have not had the privilege to go to. And you are also going to be a very fine representative of Australia when you go back to Brazil. So if we take in this very first week of this new year, President Sakuji Tanaka's theme, Peace Through Service, I believe that a YES program like this, and Paul will be very proud of it, and so also the host parents and D student, I'm getting it recorded, D for you. We all believe that that the peace in future, in the many decades and essentially that you will live your life, you will be a fine representative of two different cultures and perhaps even many more cultures. And that, I believe, is the best way to achieve peace. So in this very first week, I think we have moved in the right direction by listening to you and asking you questions and also thanking you. So on behalf of all of us over here, my many, many thanks to you. I had one small addendum. I noticed a few spelling mistakes, and I want to appreciate you for putting in honest, original work. Don't worry about them. When I was your age, I had many more spelling mistakes than you had, because both of us are using a foreign language.
Thank you, past President Bhuvan. Now I'll hand back to President Brendan.
Thanks, John, and thank you, past President Bhuvan. And thank you, Victor. It was a great presentation. I loved your photos and the story that went with them. And now I know why you told me that you're interested in potentially becoming a vet, given your love for horses. And I don't know if you had a chance to do any riding whilst you've been in Australia.
No, I didn't have, but probably I will have a chance.
Okay, maybe you'll get a chance. We'll have to find somebody with a horse. Okay, well, thanks a lot for the presentation, and also, with the reference to helicopters and all those great photos that you showed us, I think it's a good segue into some of the reminders that I need to provide everyone at the end of the meeting. One of those is that we've actually organised a combined meeting on the 8th of August, and so I just want to let everyone know about that. Really like to get everyone attending it, bringing partners along. We've told the club that we'd like to aim for about 100 people, and we're going to have that room there. We've got a guest speaker called Richard Green, who's agreed to present on the night. He lives up in Terry Hills. He's a guy that made a lot of money years ago running a global company organising global IT conferences. He's originally from the UK, and he retired, sold that business, and moved to Australia with his wife a number of years ago. And they've got a helicopter which he parks in his backyard in Terry Hills, and he flies all over Australia with his wife. He's converted the helicopter into a caravan, and flies this thing all over Australia and takes photos from places that most of us would never get to see, because he lands on rock outcrops up in the north of Australia during the wet season and takes photos there and things like that. So we've got him coming here on the 8th. I've also spoken to the president of Ku-ring-gai Club, who's agreed to hold a joint meeting here, and also I've had feedback from Turramurra Rotary Club that even though they've got something on that week, they're going to try and get a lot of their members along on that night as well. So it should be a really good night, and that's on the 8th of August. Next week we've got a presentation which is titled Neighbours and the Law. I'm not exactly sure what that's all about, but I'm sure we'll find out next week. Sounds interesting. And another announcement is on the 22nd of August we have a combined meeting which is going to be held at the Hornsby RSL Club, and that's a combined meeting with other clubs from our zone, and it'll be attended by our new district governor. So please keep that in mind. We won't be having a meeting here on the 22nd, it'll actually be at Hornsby RSL Club. So we'll get more information out about that in the Waratah. Just one last reminder, on the next Wednesday on the 11th at 5:30 we've got a board meeting for the board, this year's board, so just please keep that in mind. Don will send out a note about that. I'd like to close the meeting by thanking again our guests from this evening, Steve and Fran Rennie, Victor, Shlaeder Delacosta, Robin and Cecily Stevens, Sue Laws, Jocelyn Perry, Joan Edwards, and of course Paul Wynn. Thanks a lot for coming along this evening. And I'd just like to close ask you all to stand up now and close the meeting with the national anthem. If you just face the flag please, and follow me.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for God. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Very good. Moving on.